What's up, everybody? Rob Hau, Rockstar Realtor. I'm the realtor that makes you the rock star. And today, I've got another Robnositcation for you, and I'm making some big claims that are coming up for March 2022. You want to see what's up? Stay tuned on the other side. Hey, what's up? I'm Rob Hau. I'm a realtor and you are the rock star. I work for Elite Realty, and if you need a realtor, you can call me at 702-461-7175 or email me at rob@robhowrockstarrealtor.com anytime, of course. And if you want to tie a note to a rock and throw it through my window, I don't care how you get a hold of me. Just get a hold of me. And let me tell you, I'm going to prove to you what I know. And you're going to see it in March. I've got such strong predictions coming. I feel so strongly about them that I want you to make sure to keep me to my word. See what happens in March. This is what's going to happen. The median home price is going to rise again. Now, in February, it rose as I said it would. Now, it rose more than I even thought, but by $10,000. So it's at $435,000. I think it could be as high as $550,000 after March. Yeah, that's the kind of market that I'm seeing.
It's absolutely exploding out there right now.
It's going to continue exploding, and that's what I'm predicting. I'm boom, right out the box. I'm telling you right away. You don't need to stick around for that part of the Robnositcation. If you're wondering what's happening with the market, it's going to go up in March, and those residential homes, single-family residents, they're going to go up by, at least 10, but probably more like 15, which I haven't seen happen for a long time. So it's going to be a big jump in 1 month. Just the activity that's out there, and really people are trying to do is get into these homes before you start seeing interest rate changes. All right, and we have the usual movement that starts to happen around February as we move into spring. As we get hot in Vegas, it gets hotter in the market. The market gets hot. It's always been that way. You know, there's a few things I'm going to tell you about that I think that you need to know and understand what you're up against, okay? The inflation rose 0.5%, okay, very quickly, 0.5%. It was like 7% in January, or moving into January, and now we rose 0.5%. Inflation is going to keep going up. So the Fed is like for sure going to change rates. I thought they were going to do it anyway. Interest rates are going to have to go up. And what I'm seeing is that the market is already pricing it in. I saw 4% interest rate for a 30-year fixed.
That's not crazy.
But it's going to go up from there. Okay, so you're going to start seeing now. The Fed is not the mortgage rate, but it is tied to it, and the mortgage rates will move with the Fed rate.
That's the way it goes.
They're already pricing it in, so you might not see this big giant movement once they announce it, but it's going to happen. It's going to be because they need to deal with this inflation. That's not just what makes price of houses go up, but it is what's helping the houses go up, no doubt about it. What I'm starting to see, and this is another Robnositcation, I'm going to give you this, the million plus market, the luxury market, is going to have a big uptick in the numbers that they do. Including the median price of those properties that are over $1 million.
It's going to go up.
And I think there's some big movements in that territory. A lot of people seem to be looking at those properties, trying to snatch them up and get into long-term, very nice properties before the interest rates go up. Now, what's interesting about that is that buyers are having trouble, even though they're well qualified. I've got a pre-approval letter that says I can buy however much, 1.5 million or even a 2 million number. But what I'm seeing a really hot number area at is between 1 million and 1.5 million for those really nice properties. It is super hot, and you're actually having to waive appraisals. You're actually having to pay above appraisal or use cash, because cash is out there moving this a lot. And people waiving appraisals to use their loan but also put money on top of it is very popular right now. So I have some frustrated buyers that looks like we're going to get into something now, but they've had some hard times trying to find a property, and here they are, well qualified. You're using a conventional 25% down loan, and yet you're having trouble trying to land that beautiful home that you love. because you're getting beat out for it, and you don't want to just outright waive your appraisal contingency, because it could mean tens of thousands or even $100,000, that you're paying on top of what your down payment is and what your closing costs might be. It gets frustrating when you're seeing this, but this to me is all adding up to that. If this is starting in February, it's only going to get stronger as we go into March. So March is going to be big. We're going to see February numbers be slamming. We're going to see March's numbers be slamming.
They're going to be slamming.
Another thing that changed several months ago but has really started to come into effect, this is one of the biggest things moving our median home price right now, is that on the listing contract, you can now check, if you're a seller, that I am allowing my agent to tell everybody all the terms of every offer that's coming in. So that means when you submit an offer, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, your offer is not private. They can share it with anybody. They can share it with another agent and tell them all the terms of your offer, and somebody has to come in and say,
okay, I'll beat that offer and here's what I'll give them.
Okay. Now, somewhere along the line, when we don't have as hot of a market, that might not be as big of a deal. But when you have low inventory, and let me tell you, we got 0.7 months of inventory right now. That's very low. And if you look at, it's incredibly low in like townhomes and condos. Townhomes and condos have half a month of inventory. It's been incredible, the jump that you've seen over there, because that's now the lowest price range. And really, it was only a few years ago that the median price for condos and townhomes, it was the median price for a single family residence. So it tells you how far we've come. We've really gone up a lot. That upward swing's not going to stop. And so that's what my Robnositcation is about. You're going to see interest rates could have some changes on that. And that's another Robnositcation. Okay, not that hard to make. They're going up. I'm telling you now, they're going to have the first movement, and they may have a very quick movement thereafter, relatively quick. Usually they want to spread out. That is the Fed. When I say they, the Fed wants to spread out their movements of the interest rates. But in this case, they may need to act quickly to try to stave off some of the inflation that's happening. Keep in mind that as time goes on, the interest rate's going to get higher. But if you're a buyer, maybe that starts to slow down what you're seeing as far as activity. If in 6 months or 9 months from now, the market is slowed down a little bit, now you can go in and negotiate better with the seller. Maybe it's a better market for you. It's just you're going to pay a little higher interest rate, but maybe you'll have more choice. Maybe you'll have less competition out there. I think last year I thought that might happen, certainly towards the end of the year, and it did, and not as dramatically as I thought. But if you haven't been watching my videos, you missed that I have been telling people, if not
Practically begging people
to purchase last year at the end of the year. It was still busy, but it was like this moment where you could actually go in and maybe even get closing costs paid, and you can negotiate better with sellers. And then boom, as soon as we got into 2022, in the last 3 weeks, I've seen, maybe even 2 weeks, I've seen quite a turnaround for the market. It just suddenly ramped up. Boom. It's just like our weather. The weather suddenly warms up, gets beautiful out, and
wham!
All the buyers want to come out and enjoy this time to purchase a property. So if you weren't listening to me, and you decided to wait, which I don't blame some of you. Some of the reasons why people didn't want to get out and get involved in purchasing a property during the end of 2021 is because, well, for about 2 years, you didn't have the usual holiday time. It was interrupted. So I think a lot of people wanted to settle down and do that and enjoy some family time, and then, get back to it. Even when you look at the listings coming on the market, that's what you're seeing. More listings are coming on the market. They're getting sucked up immediately. We have had a small increase in listings that have come on the market, but it's like, boom, as soon as they come on, they go off very, very quickly. Expect that to continue. If you're a seller, for crying out loud, I hope you've been listening to me. I think right now, if you didn't watch my last video, you might not know what I think, but homes are selling for the highest price they will ever sell for, have ever sold for, I should say, not will ever, but have ever sold for. And that's across the entire Vegas Valley. It's across the state and across multiple states, really. You're talking the highest historic sales prices that you've ever been able to get. Will that continue? Are we seeing the sort of last boom, the last bang before we have a little bit of a, sort of a evening out of the market? Is that going to happen? Part of me believes that yes, actually a big part of me believes that. I will make that more clear. I will make a more clear statement on that as time goes on. But know that I'm telling you now, I really do believe a big 65% of me is thinking that right now in the spring, we really could be looking at the height of where Vegas goes to as far as real estate prices and for residential real estate. It could go into the summer, but that's going to be very dependent on what we see, how inventory is, and what those interest rates do. That's going to be a big one. I mean, typically you do say that getting hot in the summer, the market's going to get even hotter. We'll see if that happens. Right now, I'm just predicting out about 90 days at a time, and I'm giving you my for sure predictions really 30 to 60 days at a time. Some of this stuff is pretty easy to see, but I do enjoy being able to give you some information that has a high degree of clarity, okay? So I sometimes we all get these feelings, we all have these things that we're seeing, and we want to make sure it's not just anecdotal to what we're seeing maybe with our own clients or our own experiences. So I want to make sure that I have as much information before I say something with real gusto, so to speak. So anyway, please sign up for my channel. I really want you to keep watching because I think I've been giving some incredible information. If you look back at my videos, I've been really nailing it. I've only had a little bit of, correction or two that I've had to make. Pretty minor stuff, but overall, it's been, I think, fantastic advice. If I was out there looking to buy or sell real estate, I'd want to listen to a guy like me. I know that's easy for me to say, but I'm not coming from an egotistical place about it, all right? That's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to give myself a pat on the back. Even though I think I've done a good job, that's what I set out to do. I set out to do a good job, so it makes me feel good that I know that I'm doing my best for you when I give you information out there, whoever might be listening, my friends, my clients, and future friends and clients. By the way, this is little Rob right here. Yeah, believe it or not, that was me. And this is a little skull guy. He cracked his skull. The cleaning lady fixed him for me after she broke him though. And then this is little snaky guy. This was my cousin's snake. Yeah, he used to scare people with this. And don't mind the barely living plants that are in my house because I have a hard time,
helping them stay alive.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get a lot out of it. I've got a lot more to tell you about. And I've got my series on home improvements that I'm doing. And of course, I've got my drive thoughts that I just drive around. And whenever something's hit me, I'm going to turn on the camera and I'm going to tell you about it. So keep an eye out for those and more Robnositcations in the future. Hit this channel, and you can call me anytime, all right? I'm there when you need me. I'm Rob Hau, Rockstar Realtor, and now you know how to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas, Nevada with ease. Let's get it going. Have a great day.